Then Green Bay.
Anywhere else. Why? Because if you're going to be, best case scenario for Aaron Rodgers is to be happy. Now, the fun is in winning. My coach always told me that. Don't ever forget nothing else. The fun is in winning.
And getting paid, coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if you win and you get... But you can't dictate, like, money, right?
I can't dictate wins either.
Exactly.
So
but
I dictate
fun.
If I ball, I'm getting some money.
But if you bread it up and you lose...
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just telling Coach that he need to add...
But he said this in college.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he said it in college.
He had to get y'all money under the table. That's why I had to say that. University of Texas. A little different over there.
That did not happen.
No, that ain't happen. Boy, stop.
Anyway, look.
Let's go somewhere.
The fun is in winning. Now, if Aaron Rodgers isn't going to win a Super Bowl in Green Bay, and if you Aaron Rodgers at this point, you got to figure you're not going to win one in Green Bay.
Really?
Here's why, Sel. Wow. NFC Championship twice, y'all ain't win. You've been to Super Bowl once in your 13 years as a starter. You've been to Super Bowl once in your 16 years as a Packer. Since you've been to the Super Bowl, all quarterbacks that are equivalent to you in talent or better have gone multiple times. Peyton Manning, gone multiple times. Russell Wilson, gone multiple times. Tom Brady, gone multiple times. Patrick Mahomes, gone multiple times. So clearly it's not for lack of quarterbacks this talented should go multiple times to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers meets that threshold. He's not going multiple times. Got to look. It's the organization's fault. So if you're not going to win the Super Bowl, you might as well be happy playing ball. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be happy in Green Bay because he hasn't been happy in Green Bay. So what's the best case scenario for Aaron Rodgers? Go at least have fun not winning the Super Bowl because you're not having fun not winning the Super Bowl right now. So go have fun losing. Go have fun falling short. But don't lose and not have fun. At least have fun doing it.
Oh, man. Look, Aaron Rodgers needs to do what everyone knows what he needs to do, which is go back to Green Bay begging for forgiveness. Please, please, some oldies like some James Brown all the way Marvin Gaye. Please, please. I know you don't drink, but I know you got some homeboys that got some stories and they got some issues going on. And since you don't drink, they probably really come to you because they could get faded around you and they got them a designated driver. But Aaron Rodgers is still the guy at the bar that I'm listening to like, Aaron, face the music because everyone else hears it. You're the last one to dance to it. Take your butt home, tuck that tail, and just say, I'm sorry, I messed up. And that's where you're going to go. Home, Green Bay. Home is where the heart is, and that's where your happiness is because you don't need anything to be happy except to choose to be happy. So everyone thinks happiness is external. No, it's just a mental choice. You could be on a sorry team and happy. You know why? Because I gave it my all, and we're giving it our all. You could be on a great team and unhappy. Sounds like Aaron Rodgers, because his team is top 4 the last 2 years. Still ain't happy. What you gonna be happy with if you win it all? I don't know, because you already won it all and you ain't happy. So when you gonna be happy, Aaron Rodgers? I'm gonna tell you, you don't need anything to be happy except to choose it. Aaron, choose it. Take your butt home. I'm tired of being at this bar. It's 2:30 in the morning. The bartender like, hey, Wiley, is Aaron ready? I'm like, the chairs are upside down on the tables. It's time to go home. Face the music, Aaron Rodgers, because you talking about, I don't know if he's ever gonna win a Super Bowl again. You know John Elway didn't win a Super Bowl to his last 2 years, despite going to the Super Bowl before and failing. Aaron Rodgers, at least you have one in tow. Now, who's better in all-time history? John Elway, Aaron Rodgers? That's the topic for another day. But happiness? Oh, that's a choice. Too bad he wants to choose elsewhere instead of in here. Got to bring in Fox NFL analyst Bucky Brooks. So, Bucky, what's the best-case scenario for Aaron Rodgers? Please, please.
I mean, look, the best-case scenario for Aaron Rodgers is for him to make a formal apology for all the Packers fans for all of this soap opera stuff that he has done throughout the offseason. He had no leverage in the beginning. We've talked about it multiple times up here. The only thing that Aaron Rodgers could hope for is that the Green Bay Packers would cave to public pressure. They didn't. And so now he has to tuck his tail between his legs, find a way to get back to the huddle so the team can respect him. Because this is a case study in leadership. And if the Packers modify the contract, make addendums and amendments to say, oh, we're going to trade you, how could they ever, in that locker room, look to Aaron Rodgers if he's the leader of the team when he has 1 foot out the door? They cannot bend, they cannot yield, because if they do that, they are going to torpedo any chance that they have of a Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers have to hold firm. Aaron Rodgers has to be the one to cave because he is the only one that can make this situation right, not the other way around.
Here's a problem, though, Bucky Brooks. Here's a problem, Marcellus Wiley. Why does Aaron Rodgers need to apologize to anybody, yo?
Wrong.
Aaron Rodgers is the only reason the Packers have a Super Bowl since the turn of the century. What you mean? Aaron Rodgers is the only reason.
Only reason?
Yes, because without Aaron Rodgers, what happened? What the Packers do when Aaron Rodgers don't play? What the Packers do when Aaron Rodgers plays? Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams is about to get paid. Davante Adams is a beast. You want to know what helps Davante Adams be beastly? Aaron Jones getting top 5 money at the running back position. You want to know why? Because the boxes are light. You want to know why? Because you got a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers back there. Aaron Rodgers owes no one an apology. The only person owed is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has kept the Packers from being the Cowboys. Let's be real.
Really?
A historically great organization that hadn't won nothing in the last long bit. The difference between the Packers and the Cowboys, both incredibly historical organizations, but one franchise is still atop and one franchise is scratching and clawing. Only because of Aaron Rodgers. Otherwise, the Packers would just be like, oh, yeah, I remember those days, those Brett Favre days. Yeah, man, those Vince Lombardi days. I remember those good old days. But instead, the good old days are still just last year and the year before. You have a reigning MVP. He don't need to apologize to nobody. Y'all need to respect Aaron Rodgers, and the reason he's doing what he's doing is because of the likes of Bucky Brooks, because of the like of Marcellus Wiley, who thinks he needs to apologize. It's not the case, people.
Oh, look, he's wrong. And Aaron Rodgers is going to learn that sometimes when you're wrong, you just got to call a spade a spade. Hey, man, I'm wrong. I tried to do this, and it didn't go my way. So you can talk about Aaron Rodgers being at an MVP level. Last year when he played at an MVP level, they were 13-3. The season before, he had one of the worst years of his career. They were 13-3. So I don't see any change whether he plays great or whether he doesn't play great. The Green Bay Packers are always there. And, oh, by the way, since we're absolving Aaron Rodgers from any responsibility for the Packers not getting to the Super Bowl, I just happen to notice that he's 1-4 in NFC Championship games. We don't give Donovan McNabb that pass when they didn't get over the hump. I don't know why we're treating Aaron Rodgers with kid gloves. At some point, when you're the quarterback, you're measured by the fact of, can you get your team to the Super Bowl and win it? We can't keep throwing him out there like, hey, he's one of the greatest that ever played if his team doesn't get there. He's had more than enough opportunities to get his team over the threshold. He hasn't got it done. So I'm not asking him to apologize for his shortcomings on the field. I'm simply asking him to apologize for taking us through this soap opera that was unnecessary when he didn't have any leverage at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bucky. Man, look, I'm being objective up here. I'm just calling it like I see it. And it would be a horrible precedent if you were the Green Bay Packers to say, okay, come back, and you know what we're going to do? Make an addendum to your contract and play this year, lame duck, and we're going to trade you away. Oh, guess what? Next great player, Davante Adams. Next great player, Aaron Jones, whatever. Next time your contract's up, we'll do the same for you. And then it's just going to continue to snowball. Horrible precedent to set. So sorry, Aaron Rodgers. You're just going to play status quo like everyone else, despite being Aaron Rodgers the Great. Now, let's talk about where Aaron Rodgers does fall short, even though he is so talented, so great. But the difference between him and Tom Brady is this. Tom Brady respects complimentary football more so than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wants us to get blinded by his star and his greatness and his shine by saying he did his part, he won the MVP. True. But you know what also is true? When Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, that's when they were going through the stretch of having those great defenses. Remember, they were second in points that year and fifth in yards when they won that Super Bowl the year before. Seventh in points, second in yards. Then you get the Super Bowl championship. It's not just about your offensive production is what I'm highlighting. It's about playing complimentary football. I give it to you like this. Remember last year we were watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7-5, were they? And they go into the bye week, and everybody's like, man, what's going on with Tampa Bay? They barely above 500. And Tom Brady and Bruce Arians had a deep conversation about complimentary football, something that Brady had learned from Belichick. Set your defense up. Put them in great positions. Let them go out there and have the best opportunity to succeed. You know what that turned into? Tom Brady not losing another game after that point. It came back to play calling. I'll take a little off of mine to give some to them. I don't see that with Aaron Rodgers because, as Bucky pointed out, in terms of leadership, he's not thinking about everybody else. He's thinking about how he gets his. Well, you got yours, Aaron, but the problem is you guys won't get over the hump until you ensure, as a leader, everyone gets theirs.
No, wait. You're not putting this on Aaron Rodgers that they not getting over the hump. That's not what I heard, Bucky.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all crazy.
Okay, okay.
No.
Y'all real.
How does he get beat constantly by somebody less talented than him?
Y'all are the type. What was that Passenger song? You only need the light when you only need the light when it's burning low. You only hate the something when it starts. You only hate the something when it starts to snow. Y'all the types that don't realize what you got until it's gone. Both of y'all, you, and you can't tell on screen, but I'm pointing to both of them. Honestly, just don't tell. Y'all don't realize what you got. The only reason the Packers are worth